Hello, welcome or welcome back here to Italian.oraculum. I'm Danilo, and today I'm using the Lenormand oracle cards to do some readings. Now, I decided to structure, if you can call it like that, this video in this way. There are three ways I think in which you can use these specific kind of decks to make a quick three cards readings, or at least three ways are the ones I'm going to use today. So you think the number 1, 2 or 3, and then you'll know that that's the answer for you. Now, the first method, the one I prefer, is using significator, which means I'm going to look for a card inside the deck to be my subject of the phrase, and then I'm going to read the cards around it as the actual message or answer. First things first, I look at the cut of the deck. So we have the birds and the moon, which signifies anxiety. Restlessness, and a bit of, how can I say, the birds not as free flying creatures, but as ready to jump, ready to fly away, easily scared creatures. The moon, of course, is strengthens the psychological, emotional aspect of the birds. Now, because of the cat, I decide that I want to take a look at, again, emotional, psychological sort of cards when it comes to one of the methods, which is the significators. So I'm going to find the heart and see the card before and after it and read those. So this is the first method, the significators. We have the heart, which is the subject of our reading, and then what we actually have to pay attention, the site and the garden. Now, the site is a cut, it's a change, it's sort of similar but not as dramatic as the tower, if you want, in the major arcana of the tarot, but it could also be positive because cutting means reaping. So it could be a painful but profitable sort of change. Now, the garden, on the other hand, it's usually used to signify a social and positive gathering. So, with the heart, with the emotion, with the passions, with the relationships as our subject, I see a cat that leads to new, good, better, more compatible maybe people. there is essentially a breakup and then the meeting of new people. Maybe not necessarily couple wise, maybe friends, but I would say couple wise, it's more present. I think it's what I'm trying to say. It's more important with the moon and the birds. I am afraid that some of you may be afraid of being alone and therefore maybe settling for someone that's not really what they want and they need to cut away to be able to open the door for someone better for them. Now, second method is similar because there is a significator, but it is not used. Sorry, it is not searched within the deck. It's just the first card, and then you actually read the other two. Now, our subject, our significator is the coffin, which is similar to the death card in the tarot. There is a snake, and there is the ways, the crossroads, if you will, the paths, and essentially the snake could be a lying person or a winding road to travel, therefore maybe difficult, maybe longer than what we wished for. And the crossroads, paths and roads or whatever, it is a choice. So essentially this ending, this need for renewal comes from a lying person, from a difficult person and not a positive person, and it is ultimately our choice though to leave them behind. So essentially you will stop meeting and dealing with venomous, lying and slippery and just not good people once you decide to stop. It could mean that you again, because are afraid of being alone, you tend or risk to meet the wrong sort of people. You haven't yet learned how to recognize them at first glance, and then you sort of find excuses for them, so you give them more time than what should appropriate, or you realize these people have something wrong, have something unbecoming and unsettling for you, but you believe you can change them, you believe they are going to change on their own. So again, the choices means you kind of deal with the same sort of people because you want, because you always go for the same sort of signs that you can misinterpret, or you go for the wrong sort of people on purpose because they kind of tug on your heartstrings and you again believe you can help them or change them. It's just a a habit you have at this point that you need to change one way or another, because it's clearly not good for you, it's clearly not working for you. Now, third method, so for those of you who talk number 3, no significators. I'm just going to flip 3 cards and they are going to be things coming for you. So abundance in your job is coming for you from afar, which means you are either going to move because of your job, you are either going to change workplace, possibly a little bit later when it comes to timings, or it could be a new client from afar. Now this boat goes, it's not a boat, it's a ship, goes away from the fishes, from the fish and the anchor. So it could probably be considered in this case, because of how it's represented in this specific deck, that your fortunes, your money, essentially your richness, are going to be stable, but they are going to be somewhere else. So again, you moving from the situation you have right now. Again, it could be that someone is coming toward you and is going to be a solid and profitable and stable work relationship. It's a bit up in the air, because after all, I'm not reading these cards for someone specifically, so you need to be able to adapt my words to your specific situation. If you are planning to move, if you are trying to find a job or a new job, if you work for yourself or you want to stay where you're working and the only way to have more money is for someone, a new client again, to come up, then you know how to take these cards. The meaning is abundance and stability from afar, or going somewhere else, sort of far away, because the rider could be considered a moving but closer compared to the ship. So these were the readings. I hope you liked the video. I thank you for watching. As always, I remind you, you can subscribe to my channel, you can leave me likes and comments. In the description of the videos you can find my email address if you want to book a reading, and of course that's behind the payment fee. And also you can find my handle of Instagram if you want to follow me there as well. Okay, thanks. See you next time. Bye.